Bostonian is Matt Perrault.
This is our city.
The book is Dave Sharapan.
Pay him. Pay that man his money.
Together, they are the Bostonian versus the book.
You covered 12. I covered.
Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
In the irony of ironies, the day that I wear the Ish shirt on the damn number, 11 a.m., 2 p.m. Eastern, boom, right on it. Welcome into a Monday episode of the Bostonian versus the book. Dave Sharapan, the book. Matt Perrault, the Bostonian, live on YouTube and live on Twitter. Replay on Sports Grid TV and Sirius XM channel 159. Thank you for one and all in the Brigade for being here. Got a lot to get to. Got an interview coming up in 15 minutes. Hang on. You're going to want to have this. We're going to have some fun. Buckle up for what will be a fun little Patriot Jets, little back and forth. Should be fun. Looking forward to getting into that. First and foremost, Caribbean Little League World Series on a Monday after the first weekend of the Super Bowl. What is this, Dave?
You're smoking hot in the baseball.
I am.
Talk about how hot you are and whether you should be betting baseball after yesterday. And it's 9/11, which, as all of us remember, 9/11, 22 years ago. We'll get to that, where you were, what you were doing, and all that. But 9/11, 3 years ago, I, right now, at this time, was sitting in a hospital after having had a stroke and being unable to talk. I woke up on this morning 3 years ago, unable to talk. And the kids were home because of COVID. Some things happened, some phone calls to my wife, and then 911 showed up, asked me a couple questions. I was in a hospital, in an ambulance ride, 7 minutes to Centennial Hills Hospital. And in about an hour from now, I woke up, not knowing where I was, where I went. I saw the light. My dad came back and visited me. We'll get to that, and maybe today. If not, you can go back and find me telling that story somewhere. But I went to a place and sat with my dad that looked like Mambo Beach, where I lived in Curacao for about 18 months. And I was thinking about it last night, and I'm not going to lie, I went to sleep with a little trepidation, a little bit of hesitation, thinking, man, I woke up the next day 3 years ago, and nothing was the same. But I was thinking of Curacao, and I wore the Caribbean Little League World Series jersey today as a remembrance to myself of being in Curacao and being in that place and just being happy to be alive, Perrault. I was like, I don't want to think about, I'm not wearing no green. I wore the green before, worked out on Friday when we did Sports Grid together. I wore the A's stuff. The A's ended up winning. So it worked out okay. I wasn't wearing the Jets stuff today, that's for sure. We got Yanizi coming on to talk about that. He's going to talk about the Jets. Might have some Bills stuff planned, but that's one of the best parts about the whole thing was that I woke up, and once I realized I was okay and that I was going to be okay, at least for now, after talking to my wife and daughters and being happy to, one, I was going to see them again because they couldn't come in because of COVID, and I could hear their voices, and I knew that I was going to get out of that place whenever they told me I was going to be allowed out. One of the first calls to Jess that wasn't about being alive or being healthy was to tell you, tell Perrault that the Nuggets bet is still alive. It brings tears to my eyes now to think about it, that you literally, because we were doing the shows 3 days a week.
The first text message I ever got from Jess. First text I got was, Matt, hi, this is Jessica, Dave's wife. Dave had a stroke. He's okay, but he had surgery yesterday and went into the whole convert. And I was just like, wait, what?
I just talked to you the day before.
You were on the air. It was. I mean, I remember talking to the producer at the time, and I said, Dave had a stroke, and he was like, "Wait, what? Yeah, is he okay? I don't know. I think so. His wife just texted me. You ever talked to her before? No, it was on his phone. She had his phone sending text messages saying what was going on. It's crazy.
She had my phone. I was in a hospital. We were supposed to do the hit.
Right.
We were supposed to do the hit at 10:45. We did the hit every Friday. 10:45 it was the first weekend of the NFL. It was
right.
Just like this weekend. It was Fight Song Friday. And I can't remember who Penn State played, but I mean, we had it all teed up. The Steelers had a big game. There was a lot of things to talk about. And she didn't know what to do. My phone lights up like it was special. That was the week before, the Friday before the first games of the NFL. I was going to go sign up for contests. I had people texting the phone saying, "Are we partners? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? What are you doing?" Blah, 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 blah. I was going to take a job starting the next week, either at Circa or I already had the job at William Hill or at Westgate. Wow. So those guys were texting and all this other stuff, and I was in a hospital. So yeah, it's a crazy, crazy day. And then today's brother Doug's birthday. So he was born on 9/11, and his birthday has taken a backseat since all of the stuff that, that goes on. But 3 days later, after getting out of the hospital, brother Doug calls me and says, "I got cancer. I didn't want to tell you while you're in the hospital. I got the report on Friday. I had to wait for you to get out and know that you were okay to tell you that." I was like, what the hell is going on? So you have a unique story of where you were 22 years ago. You were 24 years old. So you were in Alabama?
On the air. I was doing morning radio, and a guy named Marty Broman, who has since passed, but he was the news director. I told Madeline this story over the weekend because she's learning about 9/11 in school today. That last week they've been doing this, and today is the kind of accumulation of it. I was telling her where I was, and she was like, "Wait, what?" For you kids, there once was a thing called the AP wire. The AP wire was attached to a DOS matrix printer, which would print out news on terrible sheets, and it would print out, and then you would tear it off, and you'd walk in and hand it to the anchor as to, "This is what's going on." And that was Twitter. That's how we found out what was going on. The first sentence, I will never forget it. Marty Broman walked in. He handed me the note. AP wire, New York City. A small plane has gone into one of the towers at the World Trade Center. All it read.
No context, nothing.
Nothing, just small plane. We went, okay. So I was doing morning radio. It was, before the first weekend of the NFL. And it was, we were morning, sports talk in Alabama. So we're talking about Bama, we're talking about the SEC. And then I'm doing caller driven radio, and a guy calls up. And at the time there was a show, I'm not sure if it's still on the air or not, but there was a show called Rick and Bubba, which was a syndicated Southern show. And Rick and Bubba had somebody on the ground in New York call into their show and say, "That's not a small plane. That's a really big plane. It's really bad." And so somebody came and told me, said, "Hey, that's not a small plane. That's something serious." Second call came in and said, "Well, I think this is a bigger deal than people think. We put on the Today Show. I called my cousin who was working in New York. I said, 'Hey, what's going on? This is crazy. What's up?' He said, 'I don't know, Matt. This is really scary. Things are getting people are getting really weird.' And then he said the T word. He said,
"Yep,
they're thinking this might be a terrorist attack."
Yep.
And I remember we all froze.
Yep.
We went, "Wait, what?" I watched the second plane go into the towers on the Today Show. Watched it go in. Called my cousin back. He said, "They're closing the island. I got to go." He lived in Hoboken. "They're closing the island. I got to go. This is a terrorist attack. We have to go." He got on the last PATH train out of New York City to get home. He got home. My other cousin was driving his girlfriend at the time to her job, which was 3 blocks away from the World Trade Center. They were 15 minutes late from where they should have been. They should have been right by the World Trade Center. They were 15 minutes late. They left their car, went back and got it a week and a half later. Got out, ran from downtown up about 30 blocks to their house where they were in Manhattan. I, for a week, became a news reporter for our sister station, WVNN, because Huntsville, Alabama, there were 4 locations where President Bush could have gone. Could have gone to Colorado, could have gone to Huntsville. I forget the other 2 where he went. I think one was in South Dakota and another one was somewhere else, I think in Florida or somewhere
southwest, I thought.
Yeah, somewhere where he could have gone. And he didn't. There were 4 dummy planes that were sent out.
Yep.
He was on one of them. I watched the dummy plane land in Huntsville.
Oh,
I'll never forget it. It's an Air Force One. I watched it land at the Arsenal because in Huntsville, people don't realize this, but Huntsville is where NASA is based, but not just NASA. There's a thing called the Arsenal where it goes down 2 miles underground. And we have legitimate like nuclear warheads and like legitimate amounts of like serious weaponry under the earth that you would never know unless I've never went there. It's all top secret stuff, but everyone who works on the Arsenal, you know people who work there, legitimate rocket scientists who work there. And so that's where he could have gone. We thought he could have won. So I was there interviewing people at the Arsenal about what it was like. And I'll never forget it. I never felt more alone than I was 2,000 miles from home. And I had no family anywhere near me. And I'll never forget driving. I remember driving the next morning and I just started crying. I just couldn't believe what was going on. I just couldn't believe how isolated I felt and how I knew everything changed. But like started going through to Maddie, like the ways, like I was like, Madeline, we used to be able to be at the arrival gate. We used to be able to park our car
and go.
Just leave our car and go. We used to be able to wear our shoes on airplanes. Like it wasn't like we going through security. Nobody thought to take off your shoes or anything like that. Like we never had any of the stuff that now you're just accustomed to as just part of the day.
Yep.
The arrivals gate was like a big deal. If you were in a relationship and you weren't at the arrivals gate when your girlfriend got off the plane,
no title shot for you.
That was a big deal.
You had to be there and you had to be on time. Absolutely.
Yeah. You're gonna get in trouble. So it is remarkable that 22 years later, we're still doing these things. We're still, our lives are still affected, at least from air travel perspective. And tonight in New York, I'm sure there's going to be a big ceremony before the game, before the Bills and the Jets play tonight on Monday Night Football. But I mean, she wants to go see the memorial now. And I was like, absolutely. I was like, let's go. And I'll take it to New York and you can see it.
Jess and Kylie went back this summer. They saw it. And then as far as I was in Phoenix, got up for work, got up to an alarm, a radio alarm, wake up to a radio show where a guy says, a plane just flew into the World Trade Center. And I thought, that's not even a funny joke. Like, What does that even mean? Half asleep. So I was going to take my friend and boss at the time, his name is Schubert. I was going to take Schubert to the airport in Phoenix to fly back to Pittsburgh. He was going, or North Carolina. He was going, I forget which place he was going, but he was going back east. So I turned on the TV and I was like, what is going on right now? And saw that second plane fly into the Tower 2 on the Today Show. Just that same thing. And I immediately called him and said, you're not going anywhere today. He said, what are you talking about? I said, did you turn the TV on yet? It was early in Arizona.
West Coast, yeah, because I was on the air. I think it was the second plane went in somewhere around like 8:30 Eastern.
8:38, something like that.
9:30 Eastern. I think 9:30. So it's like I was on the air. It was my last hour. So it was 8:30 my time, 9:30 Eastern. So it would have been 6:30, 7 o'clock your time.
6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
The alarm went off at 6:15. And that's what I heard. I turned the TV on.
Yeah.
And it was 6:30. And I told him, you're not going anywhere. And I remember we were going to go to work. And I said, guys, what are we going to work for? Like, I was like you. I was on the phone. I had people working in New York, living in New York, friends, and all this other stuff. And then that plane crash landed outside of Pittsburgh. That other plane that they took down from Boston.
Yeah, had 2 people from my hometown on it.
And that's when it was like, what is happening right now? Like, and then the Pentagon thing happened.
Yep.
And it was
that's
like,
when it was shook again. That's what shook me when the two other planes, like it was bad enough, like the 1-2, that was like, oh my, but then the 3-4 was just awful. And then I met Christian Arcand, who now does afternoon drive in.
By the way, Sonic just came in the chat and said it was about 5:50 to 6:03. It was 5:50 to 6:03 a.m. crashes in Arizona time at the time. So
which
there we
ones?
have
The first
exact
plane or
time.
second plane?
First one, second one, it sounds like.
Well, the second, there was a pretty big difference between the first one and the second one that when they went in. It was about 20-30 minute difference between the two when the second one went in.
Yeah.
But Christian Arcand, who does work for WEI, and I gave him his first radio job in New Hampshire, and he told me the story of his uncle being on that plane, and that, you know, it changed their entire family's life. And I just started thinking about all the families, all the firefighter families, all the people who dealt with so much, either, you know, the firefighters who were there afterwards, who got cancer, who got lung issues, who have health problems because they went to the site over and over and over again, trying to get the rubble out, trying to remove the asbestos and all of the cancer causing agents at that building, all the jet fuel, all the nasty layover stuff that, you know, we still haven't done right by those people who sacrificed so much. And I mean, I got up this morning, I didn't want to go for a run, and I was like, I'm going for a run because there are people who would love to be able to go for a run right now. Yep. So I'm going for a run, and I'm going to shut up and suck it up and run, because get out of here. You're tired. So what? Stop being a baby. And I got up and I ran. And, you know, I think our kids, watching my daughter learn about it like it's a history thing when I lived through it, was a weird experience for me.
Oh,
that was odd for me.
We did a whole chapter on it last year. When we relived everything, and we were telling Kendall the same stories. And, you know, my mom's cousin husband was on that plane that landed, or that, you know, crashed in Pennsylvania. And I got to see how they, you know, paid off all those people and what happened and all these other things, know the back end stories. And then 2009, I ended up going to work for Cantor Gaming, which was a division of Cantor Fitzgerald, which was the top of the tower. And every 9/11 working for that company was a big deal, because they talked about all the people that they lost specifically. So then to have the milestone happen in my life where I have a stroke on 9/11, like the day is so important, and I don't want it to be lost on the significance of it. But man, oh man, like when you go through it, were you, let's put it, how do I put it? That week of staying at home, I could not turn the television off of watching coverage.
I couldn't stay home. I covered it.
I was so sick to my stomach
every day. Yes.
Emotionally crying.
Yes.
Just,
I still have PTSD from it. I can, if I really sit down and have long conversations, I get really emotional still about the whole thing, about all of it. It still bothers me.
I remember on Saturday, because it was a Tuesday, in the Diamondbacks were on a tremendous postseason run.
Right.
And it all stopped, and everything stopped. And there were no sports, just like COVID.
Yeah.
Everything stopped, and you didn't know what you were going to do. You want to talk about feeling isolated. The only thing I did was watch TV. And by Saturday that week, I was saying to my brother-in-law, Smoke now, I said, we got to get the out of this apartment or condo we lived on. I said, we got to go. I can't do this anymore. I don't know, you know, everyone in my life was accounted for.
Yeah, but you're paralyzed. Everybody was paralyzed.
We didn't know what to do. Nothing.
Yeah, we didn't know where to go. I mean, I'll never forget going to New York a month later, and there were protests on the streets. My cousin was in Hoboken. I went to go see my cousin, and we talked face to face. And I remember seeing the barges full of debris in the middle of the river of the Hudson, because they had nowhere to put it. they started to put all the debris from 9/11 onto barge after barge after barge after barge. And I remember just looking at the rubble going, because at Frank Sinatra Park in Hoboken, New Jersey, if you go to Frank Sinatra Park, it had the most beautiful view of the southern tip of the island, and you could see the Twin Towers. They were right there. They were a glaring, huge symbol right there from Frank Sinatra Park, and they were gone.
Right.
And it just didn't equate in my mind that there's supposed to be two big buildings right there. How did that happen? And it just started, just brought you back, just like asking all of the tough questions about like what went wrong and how did we miss this and how did this happen? And then we got into 2 decades of war and everything else that happened because of it. And, you know, I think we use that hashtag never forget, but I think it's important for all of us as who were alive during this time, much like when our grandparents were alive during traumatic things, to tell the younger generation, this is what happened. And then we get this today, because this was done by someone from the younger generation. Because there's no way in hell anybody who lived through 9/11 would ever think it would be funny to create a parlay to bet on the teams involved. The never forget parlay featuring the Mets, Jets, and Yankees to win. It was up long enough, Dave, that 90 plus people bet it. Not only was it sick to have it up, some sick fuck bet it.
Well, I'm speechless. I saw it on social media, and I was just like, does no one have a filter or like stand up in a room and go, bad idea, don't put that up? Why?
Is it one person? This exposes what DraftKings does for these same game parlays. There must be one person who has the authority to build this and put this out, because there's no one, like, this is not being watched. Nobody, someone had to have gotten fired over this. There's no way this goes out, because this makes the company look absolutely awful. And they're based in Boston. There are so many people. A plane took off from Boston. People from Boston died in 9/11. There's no way anybody's paying it. Like, someone's head had to roll for that. They're fired. They're gone from the company for doing that. Because the tone, I don't care if it's up for 30 seconds. The level of tone deafness is unbelievable to me, that somebody would actually put that out as a bet.
I don't know. I don't know how the process works, how to put it up. But
there'll be a better one now. I promise you that.
I was going to say, whatever it was,
it will be changed.
Obviously won't be that going forward. So whether it's a risk guy that's been told, put up something with New York stuff, and then a risk guy just sits in a room and says, all right, put this combined, it pays this, send it back. The marketing person takes it and posts it. That would be something. I don't know. We'll address it again in a minute. We got to get this Yanizi kid on, because he's got to go to the game tonight.
No, okay. We'll get.
Is he there?
He is.
Oh,
there. He is there. Hold on 1 second. Let me get everything all nice.
What in the world? We got to get you in the big square. He is a big square too, by the way. Sharp. Put him in the big square.
That's just mean. All right. I'm going to have you say your name, my friend, because Dave is putting a T in your name. Yanizi?
Why? Yanizi. Why?
Yeah, Yanizi. No T, it's just the way the I is silent.
I is silent. What is up, my friend? Welcome to BBB. How are you?
What up, boys? First time on this. A little long that Dave asked me to come on, but I'll let it slide with him, because it's just the way he is. I think he's a little jealous. Whoa! But I'll let it slide.
Hold on. This is like a crossover between BVB and Cash Considerations. And
True.
Yes, you're the tribal chief. There's people in the chat right now coming at you, because they're coming at you for a number of reasons. We'll get to the Jets game in a second.
Not a good day.
What the hell happened to you yesterday? Seriously, you want to stand up and own the fire. Perrault, we did a picks show.
Okay.
We did a run and shoot 7 games we specifically talked about.
Tony go 0-7?
Me and Newbie. First of all, it wasn't just me. It was me and Newbie. We're currently 0-6 on the slate.
Holy mother, boys.
Yeah, not a good day.
Ask them who they have tonight, Perrault.
Who do you have tonight?
You know
the Bills.
I look what I'm wearing like an ass.
Oh well, I think he might be. He might be okay with the Jets. I don't know. I think the Jets might win tonight. Yeah.
I went 0-6, so that 0-7 is inevitable.
Yeah, no, you never go 0-7. There's always the one you get. You always get one.
I'll take if this is the one, then I'll live with the 1-6.
What number is on your jersey, Yanizi? What is that?
So before I tell you, I will never, ever, ever wear a current player's jersey again.
That's a Revis jersey, is it not?
Yeah, it's Revis.
Look at that. I knew it was a Revis jersey.
But I stopped buying jerseys of current players because every current player of all the teams I buy, either they get hurt or they end up on a different team. So I caboose that. I've retired from it. So I will only wear retired players.
Okay. I like that.
With all my teams, because I believe in the mush and the Maloik. So I will not contribute to it.
I don't believe in any of that nonsense. It's complete garbage. It doesn't exist. There's nothing like it. There's no superstition. There's no mushing. There's none of this nonsense. None.
Like all my friends,
the Jets win and the Bills win. I didn't mush anything. I didn't jinx anything. It just happened. The way that it worked, the way that it goes.
Maybe you, not me though. It's like all my friends.
Are you a Mets or Mets and Jets, Yankees and Giants? What are you on baseball?
Yankees.
You're Yankees, Jets. Interesting.
And the Knicks.
Well, that's obvious. I mean, you can't be a Nets fan. Who's a Nets fan?
That's fair. That's fair.
No one's a Nets fan. You can't be a Nets fan. Like, oh my gosh, that's like, it makes no sense. Even though I think you're from Brooklyn, right?
Yeah. I'm born and raised Brooklyn.
So you just completely like the Nets are just like, they came in.
Not even a real. It's like a little stepbrother that you don't care about. You just you do what you want. Go play in the corner.
Fair.
Let's. Perrault brought it up. Your Yankees season. There was a little bit of hope, and then the kid got a torn UCL. He got a little problem in his elbow.
His non-dominant arm. Explain that to me.
What? So
it's extension. He hit it with the extension of the bat on his right hand.
So he needs right arm. Come on, that's just you can't make that up.
He sets the record most home runs for a kid under 20 in his first 7.
They put that out. Then boom, all right, Tommy John, see you. Thank you. 8 months.
Appreciate it.
Harper just came back from that, but like this kid ain't Bryce Harper. Like
right.
Like
how bad are things in Yankee land? Tony, I mean, like, are you really all in on the Jets?
Dave,
because the Yankees
it's bad enough that the Red Sox are favored tonight. That's how bad it is for the Yankees, okay? That's how bad it is for the Yankees. Is the Red Sox are fucking favored tonight against the Yankees. That's how bad it is.
I think the Yanks are 1-8 against the Sox this year.
They are 1-8. Correct. That is true.
They are so bad that, and they got no hit through 10 innings and still won a game. You know how bad you got to be to do that? If Garrett Cole pitches, chalk it up. They will not hit. This guy throws 7 shutout, 9 Ks yesterday, just dominant. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Oh no! Let's not even hit for him, let alone a run. They can't put the ball in play. Yo, they are so bad.
Oh.
I have to root for the Jets. Okay, you have to understand. I have nothing good going in my sports life. When I have the most hope for this franchise, who's been the worst, something is wrong. Okay? Currently, the Knicks are the most stable franchise in all of New York.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you know how sick that is for me to say that?
Not the Rangers?
No, they've gone through 3 coaches in 4 years, so I can't call that really stable.
That's true.
But
what's interesting is that the Dominguez story, I'm actually really mad about it for a bunch of reasons, because I was really hoping that was going to keep Aaron Boone employed. Now that he's gone, they might actually get rid of Aaron Boone. I'm kind of annoyed. He's going to stay.
Yeah, him and Cashman were staying regardless.
That's what I wanted to hear.
I don't see it's just that's the Yankee way. They won't get rid of them because they're going to, Judge was hurt for 50 days. Nestor Cortez got hurt. Severino couldn't throw a strike. It's just like all these things. Stanton pulled his hamstring rounding the bases, thinking he pipped a home run. So when you put all those together, it's a recipe for Yankee disaster, and that's where we're at. And I'm over it. Take that hat off. I really can't stand you. And Perrault, you should say the same thing to him because I don't even mind the Patriots anymore because I just see Mac Jones throwing duck after duck after duck. So he doesn't even bother me.
You throw duck after duck after duck yesterday? He wasn't throwing many ducks yesterday.
He was like 32 completions for like 300 yards. Come on.
That's okay. 300 yards is still 300 yards. We'll see
how
many.
60
let's
passes.
see what your quarterback throws tonight.
Hey, I didn't say.
I'd be careful about talking about that.
I'm not doing that.
I'd be really careful about what Rodgers, 39-year-old geriatric dude, is out there throwing around tonight.
I'm not confident. I'm the most negative you're gonna find.
Okay.
So I'm not like all my friends like, oh, bro, Rodgers. I'm like, let me see him throw a ball first. I'm not gonna.
Okay. So this was my question, and I know you like this hat. I was teeing this up just for this actual call. Thank you for joining us.
No one likes that hat. No one likes that.
If you like the show, subscribe to the show right here. If you like Yanizi, he's at Tony Yanizi on the Twitter. Anthony.
Wait. Yeah, you have to adjust the hat for a second because the hat is the logo of an animal committing suicide.
This is Fear of God. I don't know if you know the brand.
I do not. But I'm talking about Dave's hat, not your hat. Dave's
hat. Sorry. Well, yeah, Dave, you can throw that shit in the garbage.
Dave's hat. That is an animal committing suicide. That is the Bills logo. So that's how much that Buffalo Bill wants to be associated with that Buffalo team.
Yep. It's kind of clean. Like that stadium that they just want to get rid of. It's so bad.
Well, I don't blame them there.
What are you expecting tonight? You're going to the game, okay? I know you're cautiously nervous, optimistic, but like you're going to be around a bunch of people that are expecting big things tonight from your guy. It's your guy now. I mean,
it is my biological. It's my unbiological father currently. So yes, it's my dad.
Aaron Rodgers. Jets win. I mean, what you want to see an over? What are you expecting tonight with you and the people going to the game?
I thought about this this morning. So I gave you a few reasons. I don't like going to football games. I hate it. One, MetLife Stadium is the worst stadium in all of America.
Wow, really?
It's brand new. If you meet someone that goes there and says they like it, they don't. They're an idiot. So that's one. Because the game's going to end at 11.
Yeah,
I will not be home until 2 a.m. because there's one exit for 80,000 people.
Yeah,
there is no way in. There's one way in and one way out. There is no. It's how they two teams put the stadium together and they decided to make one exit, which is awful.
And there's no public
already, which is why I don't.
There's no public transportation there, right? You have to drive.
But it's not. It's for me to do public transportation to go from Jersey to Brooklyn is a disaster.
Hard,
especially late at night, like when stuff's not running on time and stuff. It's not worth it.
Yep.
And it's a few of us going, so like we'll just split the parking anyway. Which it's just like I want to get home. Now, if they win the game, I'll sit there till 3 a.m. I don't care.
Oh. Okay.
My expectations for the game are it's 9/11, so the place is going to be juiced.
Yeah. Right.
Pre-game ceremony is going to be amazing. I think we need to if we win the coin toss, do not defer.
Oh.
You have to take the ball, go down, put 7. You have to. Right away, just go down the field and score because you want to set the tempo for this game. You don't want these, let's go Buffalo, those idiots to start getting in their groove and start getting their chants going. You don't want any of that. I don't want to see the defense on the field first. I want to see the guy we traded for come out and show who he is and win the game. That's it. I don't need to win 35-10. Just win the game. Jets haven't won week 1 since they played the Lions on Monday Night Football where Darnold threw an interception on his first play, and they did because they knew the playbook.
Oh.
So
I'm good with 35-10. I'm good with
35-10. I pass out.
I'll sign up for I'll sign up for 35-10. Let's go.
Me too. I would.
I'm
35?
under on the hook. We're good. I'm on the under
tonight. Jets defense is obviously better than Buffalo. The problem I'm having here is like our roster is better than theirs, like top to bottom. I would
really.
I think so. I would take the Jets roster over Buffalo's roster. Problem is
wow.
I have the same old Jets mentality, so I can't get that out of my head. And
who has better receivers?
Buffalo.
Frozen.
Buffalo? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who has a better offensive line?
Jets.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Your Jets is that's what's gonna get Rodgers killed this year.
I don't really love the Buffalo defensive line, so I'm not really worried. Next week, you want to tell me we play the Cowboys? Yeah, I'd be a little worried. Don't get me wrong.
Oh. You're already worried about the Cowboys. You should be worried about tonight. What's the weather going to be like
just
tonight?
brought up offensive line, so it just came into my head.
What's the weather going to be like? The chat wants to know. They said you're really good at the weather. What's the weather going to be
75 and cloudy. It's supposed to stop raining around 7:30. Games at 8:15.
Yeah.
So it'll be a nice night in the Meadowlands.
I forget 8:15, Dave. 8:15.
Yeah, I think 8:15.
That's terrible.
8:15 or 8:20.
Terrible.
That's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's late. It is late. And I got work early tomorrow morning.
5:15 our time. That's what time we'll be watching. It's barely even dinner time for us. 8:15.
It'll be late for me. It's a late.
Dang.
It's a late one, but I'm looking forward to it. The meeting of today, 2 New York teams playing. It'll be electric in there. Watching the Jets run out. This is like the first time I'm like excited for a year and a good amount of time. So it's like I need this in my life. Like Perrault, you got Patriots. You're good every year.
Oh,
like,
I'm good. I told Dave, I'm good. That's what I've said. I go, I'm good. Brady just
Dave,
six championships. I am 100%.
You got
good.
it. I don't need to talk to you. Steelers, they're good every year. They're over 500, except yesterday when they got there, they got popped.
Did they ever?
They got popped.
They got smacked yesterday.
But
Tony, how old are you? How old are you, Tony?
26.
Okay, so you were 4 on 9/11.
Yeah.
What's it like? What was it like growing up as a New York kid with that as part of your life? Because you didn't know anything else, but
it was important because that was always around our first day of school. So because we usually started the Thursday of September, which ended up being the 11th. So I remember that year I was in, I think, preschool or kindergarten.
Right.
I went to a Catholic school around 3 blocks away from my house, and I don't have that many memories from when I'm a kid, but I have a memory from that day. I remember we were all in school. It was early in the morning, so our parents kind of just dropped us off about a half hour, 45 minutes before. And then in my school, we had a lockdown kind of underground place. So all of us, they took like 70, 80 kids. We all went into this little area underneath the school building, and there was no service. So at the time, obviously, there was no cell phones or anything like that. So for parents needed to school, you needed to call on the landline. And parents were trying to come pick up their kids, and our principals at the time were nuns, would not let anybody leave. Because they were like, we have too many kids in here. We don't know what's going to happen. We're safe under here. So we were all, we were in there till I think my parents came maybe like 3, 4 in the afternoon. They would not let anybody out. Wow. Because they didn't want anything to happen. But the significance of the day is, I mean, it's hard to put in words. It's a day that I think now brings everyone together and just be thankful for what we have and to cherish those moments with all those people who lost their lives on that day. But now like Jets playing the Bills tonight, like it's a moment for everyone to come together and be thankful and remember, like, yeah, this sports stuff is cool, everything going on is cool, but like life itself is bigger than that. So it's it's important to just to be happy and just remember we're New York. And that New York strong, that New York grit stuff, like that's us. Because we don't fold, we don't bend, we just, we keep it moving, but through thick and thin, that's New York. That's just that's that blue collar mentality.
That's it.
Good place to wrap it, my friend. Dave, one last one?
No, that's it. Have fun at the game tonight. Stay out of trouble.
Yeah.
And if
I will be in trouble tonight. I can assure you I will be in trouble tonight. One way or another, I will be yelling at someone.
Keep your phone handy because I'll text you because you'll be sitting in traffic on the way home and at least you'll be able to answer. Thank you for joining us.
Tony, good stuff, man. Enjoy the game tonight.
Hey, you got it. Thanks, boys. Dave,
Very cool.
I don't like you. Bro,
see you, brother. Go Bills!
Bro, if you don't have that Patriots hat on, I would like you maybe a little bit more, but I'll let you slide for now, all right?
It's okay.
Later,
it's all right. Enjoy the game. Go Bills.
0-6.
0-7. coming for Tony. Oh my! I don't know. I think the Jets are going to win tonight.
I texted them both, him and Newbie, this morning. I just wanted to make sure the record keeping things were right from the show that we did because those two agreed on every pick as we were doing the show. I'm like, you guys know this is not. I mean,
smart. Don't trail each other.
Right? Like they started to realize it after they got to the 4th game. They're like, we have all the same picks. I was like, I was aware of it. Were you guys not aware of it? And so I sent them a text this morning. I said, you guys really knocked it out the park this week. And you both have the Jets and I have Buffalo.
How did you do, by the way? What's your record?
4-2.
Okay. Nice. So you can go 5-2 potentially
into the Buffalo game.
All right. That's not bad. All right.
I don't know what to think though today. Like we do that show on Friday. Like
things change.
You want to talk about what happened this weekend? Lead us right where you want us to go, because a lot of things happened this weekend that I don't know if a lot of people saw coming.
I did. I don't know why everyone thinks that an epic rant is coming off of this. It really isn't, because I only rant when I'm mad. I don't really rant when I'm right. And when it goes how I thought it was going to go, this is where being sick in the head as gamblers, like we just move on. When you win, you just move on to the next one. Like it just, you get so much less, you're so much more emotional with a loss than a win. Like you're almost relieved when you win. It's like, oh, okay, I handicapped it right 3 months ago. I was right on the call. I was right. The Texas money line, there was value there. I was right with +7. Number never moved. Texas beat the living dog crap out of Alabama because Jalen Milroe cannot throw. We saw it last year. We saw, you and I sat and watched the game, and I kept on looking at you going, this kid can't throw. He can't throw outs. He can't throw slants. He cannot throw fades. He can throw the deep ball. Okay. The kid's got an arm for a cannon of an arm, and he can let it rip and go, and he can run like the wind. But this is not the quarterback Alabama thought they were going to have, and it's clearly apparent that this Alabama team is extremely vulnerable to be beaten. I mean, I said it on Friday. I'll still say it now. They're losing 2 games. They could lose 3 games this year. A 9-3 season for Alabama is 100% on the table.
So we had our first week 1 with the Brigade Proxy service. We finished and you and I sat and watched football the entire day. So we're watching the game, and immediately you go, see, told you can't throw. See? And I'm looking at the game and I'm laughing because I'm listening to you and I'm like, you're right. I kept watching. The only thing he did that was like, wow, was that deep ball. A couple deep balls with that just drop back and heave it. The slants, the outs, the touch, little passes in the flat, nothing. And I was like, you're right. And then at one point you're like, see, I told you they're going to lose 2, maybe 3 games. And I was like, yep. You know, Jess fell asleep on the couch. She was tired of listening to you talk about it. We kept waiting for Texas to come back. I bet Bama in game, and then I bet Texas in game. Then I bet Texas again. I was like, they ain't coming back. This is over. Did we learn more about Bama, or did we learn more about Texas in that game?
I mean, I learned more that Texas has it this year. Like last year was a year early. They've got it with Quinn Ewers now. The deafening silence from my Alabama friends right now.
Where they at?
And I know you guys are listening and watching the show. This is unbelievable, boys. You on Friday, I had one of you say that I was, quote, gone too long. I've been gone too long, that I don't understand, that I don't remember what Tuscaloosa is like, how hard it is, that Saban always beats his assistant coaches, that Sarkisian's never winning a game in Tuscaloosa. It's really, where are you, boys? Where are you? All right. Hiding. You're hiding, and you know you're hiding now because you know you don't have a quarterback. And when you don't have a quarterback, I don't care how many 5-star linemen you have. I don't care how great you are with your defensive line. Your secondary is susceptible, and it's banged up as is. And your quarterback's a massive problem. Just take Alabama and cross them off the list. I already did, but now you can too. They're not playing in the college football playoffs this year. Goodbye. I know that's hard to hear. And I know for you guys, this is what you all live through. And now you all have to go and sit there at the bar, and you're probably going to say something dumb like, it's time to get rid of Saban. Saban's lost his touch. It's time to do it. Yeah. Nick. Nick, sorry, man.
Dion in.
That's what they'll want. Or, I mean, I don't think Alabama would accept Dion, but that type, someone who knows the NIL world, someone who knows how to recruit in the transfer portal. Because Alabama, when you and I were watching the field goal kicker for Bama boot like a 40-plus yard kick, we were like, remember when Bama didn't have a kicker? How does Alabama get caught with Jalen Milroe? in the transfer portal world, how does Sam Hartman wind up at Notre Dame and not Alabama?
Cash.
Maybe, but who's got more cash, Notre Dame or Alabama? That would be an awesome conversation to have. Who could pay more? Because Bama's got big money people too. The Irish have a more across the board richer fan base, but the higher ups at Alabama, those guys can pay, and they have paid for 20, 30, 40 years.
They could pay too. Don't.
No, the Irish have the richest fan base in college football are Notre Dame fans.
Yes.
So who's writing the check? But if you're a Texas fan, Quinn Ewers, his Heisman odds go from 25-1 to 8-1.
We're talking about it live, you and I, while we're watching the game. We're talking about, like, what do we do? This week we had the risk room conversation right on the couch here at the Fortress of Solitude up in the Hamptons where we live. This was impressive. And then we did what we do, basically doing the show just without the cameras and the running time. Where's Texas's roadblocks? Where are they going to lose? Well, he's 8-1 now. What do they got left? Oklahoma?
And anybody, don't stub your toe. I mean, don't lose a road Big 12 game.
Man, oh man.
They'll be pushed. I mean, Texas, I don't think Texas will run through the way like USC right now is killing everybody. I don't think Texas does that, but they took care of Rice after a sluggish start. They've beaten Alabama on the road. Look, winning at Alabama as Bama being a top 5 team, it might not look that good later in the year. If Alabama goes and loses 2-3 games, that win's not going to carry the same luster as it does right now.
It's hard to believe, but true.
So you need Alabama to lose one game all year. That's to you if you're Texas and Quinn Ewers from a Heisman campaign and from a college football standpoint as well.
No way Bama's beating Georgia.
I don't know if they beat LSU. I don't know if they beat LSU. I don't think they beat Tennessee.
Oh, man.
I mean, I see 3 regular season losses. I'm not talking about 3 losses on the season. I'm talking about 3 regular season losses.
In addition to the one to Texas?
No, 2 more.
Oh, 2 more.
Yeah, 9-3 in the regular season, not including if they made the SEC championship game, which I don't think they're going to. Even still.
Man. Well, I mean, we'll ask the chat. We got again a nice group of people here, and it's not even noon yet. Everybody seems to pop in at noon Pacific, 3:00 Eastern. The show starts around 10:30-ish, 11:00-ish Pacific, 2:00 p.m. Eastern. Let's go with Tennessee, Alabama. That's the next game for them that they could lose, right, on the schedule. Who wins that game? It's in Tennessee. They got to go to Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee wins that game.
You say Tennessee wins right now?
Yeah, right now. Vols got them last year. In Tuscaloosa, right? No, they got them in Tennessee. Yeah, they got them in Tennessee last year. It was a road game.
Oh, so it's in Alabama?
It should be in Tuscaloosa.
Okay.
Because it was last year.
I don't have the schedule pulled up right now.
They play, it is at home, yes, October 21st, the 3rd Saturday in October.
That's legitimately the next game that Bama should lose. Or
no,
lose,
they can lose to A&M.
Oh, stop.
What do you mean, oh, stop? They can lose to
A&M just got smoked by Miami.
Uh-huh. They can lose at home to Ole Miss.
Before that, did they play Ole Miss at home?
Yeah, September 23rd.
Oh, my.
They play Ole Miss at home. They can lose that game to Ole Miss.
So they got a tune-up game next, and then they got Ole Miss?
They have Ole Miss, then a road trip to Starkville, a road trip to College Station, then they're home for Arkansas and home for Alabama for Tennessee.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
This is the SEC, man. This is not easy.
This is going back to Perrault living in Huntsville with a 7-5 Alabama team.
I don't think it's going to be that bad because I think Milroe is a problem for most teams that don't have 350-pound defensive linemen like Texas. Texas has a legitimate NFL defense. Ole Miss doesn't, so Bama should be able to put up points on Ole Miss's defense, but Ole Miss could throw all over that secondary for the Crimson Tide. So,
wow.
They don't have the elite defensive players the first round top 10 pick type guys right now. Alabama is going through a transition season, which you don't get to have.
So would you entertain, like for guys in the chat? I see Tyler in the chat. Hello, Tyler. We never got a hold of you. I don't know if you came to Vegas and signed up for the contest or not. I hope you did well if you did. But what is yours the favorite to win the Heisman today?
No, 4-1 for
Caleb
Williams. Yeah. He's the third option on the list.
Who's second?
Quinn. Jordan Travis after the win over LSU.
Wow.
He's 2. I don't think he'll win it. And I don't think Quinn Ewers most likely. I mean, it's Caleb's to lose. USC needs to get bounced. They have to get beaten maybe 2 times for him not to win it. The numbers he's going to put up are just ridiculous.
Does he have a different level to get to because he's a repeat winner?
I mean, again, 1975 was the last time. So yes, right. I think the voters would be more inclined to vote for somebody else if you give them a apples to apples comparison. I think they would vote for somebody else if they could. Right. But right now, there's nobody even the same conversation as Caleb, given the numbers he's putting up.
Okay.
But he hasn't played anybody of note. I mean, he played Stanford and played San Jose State. And I forget who they played in week 0. But he's played 3 games. I think USC's played 3 games, right?
Yeah.
So he's put up huge numbers.
A gigantic number in that game, too.
Yeah, he's let's see. He played in week 0. San Jose State, Nevada.
Right.
Yeah. 56-28, 66-14, 56-10.
Nobody's getting anything out of those games except like padding stats. I don't know if there's a win in playing those like that.
Sure there is. There's a win for the team that's getting paid to play those games, and it's a W. He has 12 touchdowns in 3 games. He's thrown for 878 yards already.
Right.
He is completing, he's completing 78.6% of his passes.
Yeah. It's just, he's as athletic as could be and can escape pressure, but he sits back there and just goes first read, second read, boom, first read, boom, first read, second read, third read, boom. I don't know if he's, other than running the ball, I mean, I don't think he's been touched. I don't think he gets hit during the game.
19 of 21 for 281 yards, 90.5% completions, averaged 13.4 yards per completion, 3 touchdowns, no picks, had a 75-yard touchdown toss.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. So Quinn Ewers, good luck. But I mean, if this Colorado thing keeps going, there's 2 players for the Buffaloes that are going to have a lot of people's attention right now because not 1 but 2 pregame shows will head to Colorado for Colorado State this weekend. The Buffaloes house Nebraska. The books take an absolute bath on that game.
Yeah.
Every public bettor came in and took the 3.5, 3, 4, 5. They didn't care. They laid it all. The pros were all grabbing the points. Mm-hmm. Pros got de-pantsed over the weekend in this game.
How about that?
Game stayed under, though, which was good for me. Yeah. What do you make of the number? 22.5.
Got to find where they're going to stop betting. You got to make it 3 touchdowns. You have to.
Right.
You know, it's funny because when you sit there and you kind of talk it through, somebody goes 17.5, over 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And the guy looks at you and goes, not enough. Like, really? All right, 20. Nope, still not enough. 21? What's the first bet? Lay it. Make it 21.5. See if they'll take it. It comes out 21.5. They laid it. Anyone that used it and put it up first was 21.5. I know how those exact conversations go, and they laid it. It's real. Both Saturday pregame shows are going.
Both.
Our friends, we have friends that do both between Pat and the boys and, the Bear. We're going to try to get them on Fridays. That's my goal is that one of the 2 of them maybe both can do a hit with us from the set. That would be outstanding. I don't know how much I got to get. I might have to fly there myself and ask them personally, and if I have to kiss the ring or something like that, I will.
Right.
Maybe even Stanford Steve will join us, somebody. But the games this week are, this is the story.
The bad week. Week 3 this is the story, but week 3 is bad.
Yeah, we went through the games a little bit last night, and I was like, like, what are we talking about with college this week? Because it was so much fun this week talking about this stuff. It had everything. What are the other games
Florida, Tennessee has a bit of heat to it, but it's Florida. So, they're not good.
They aren't.
No. And so, there isn't another ranked versus ranked game. There's not any
Penn
ranked.
State's playing Iowa.
No, playing Illinois.
Illinois. That's right.
On the road.
14-point favorite.
Yeah. And there's nothing. There's the Irish play CMU. Utah plays Weber State. Florida State plays Boston College. Miami's playing BCU, whoever the hell that is.
How is Iowa State a 2.5-point favorite at Ohio?
Because it's Ohio. It's a MAC school. They're not going to score. That game is a dead under.
The total's 49.
Dead under. Yeah, that's a dead
44.
under.
44.5. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong game.
Yeah, it's a dead under.
45, 44.5.
Yeah. Be lucky to score 30 points in that game.
Yeah. There's some really weird matchups. UMass is at Eastern Michigan.
Yeah, not good. UMass is going to have a tough time. Remember you made that joke about UMass going 1-11? It might happen.
Huh?
Everybody
was ready to cash that ticket on over 1.5.
Nah, they'll get one more. They'll get somebody.
You keep saying that. Holy Cross. They're going to have to be like Holy Cross.
Right. It's not crazy. You're right.
Wrong with Holy Cross, but come on.
Yeah, there is, but Holy Cross is in Worcester. There's a lot wrong with Worcester. How many games does Matt Rule winning with year 1 after watching Nebraska get killed by Colorado? They're 0-2. They play next up against a team they better beat in Northern Illinois in the home opener. Everyone's going to show up with their red balloons and all excited for Husker football at 0-2. They better win against Northern. I've been in the building when they've lost this game.
Ooh, that has to be bad. Are you serious?
Oh yeah, I've been in the building when they've lost this game and the balloons didn't get let go till the fourth quarter. People big pissed off. Imagine holding a balloon for 2 hours to waiting for that first score so you can let the damn thing go.
By the way, Ross Randall came in the chat and said Holy Cross almost beat BC.
It's BC.
They're better than UMass.
Fair. They are better than fair. They are better than UMass. That is true.
So wait, so what's Nebraska's schedule the rest of the way? Can you pull
Northern Illinois?
Okay.
Louisiana Tech.
They better at home?
Both games at home.
They better win both of those. So that's 2.
They play Michigan after that at home.
The Michigan Wolverines?
Yes.
Not a directional Michigan?
No, the Michigan.
They're going to lose that game bad.
At Illinois. They'll be in that game, but they could lose it.
Okay, I'll say they'll win.
All right.
3.
Home for Northwestern. Win.
They better win that game.
They
4.
will. Home for Purdue.
No, they ain't winning that game. Purdue's going to go there and win.
Okay. At Michigan State, who we'll talk about in a second.
What a disaster going on there. That'll be the road game they win, say. That's 5.
Okay. Maryland at home.
They better damn well win that game. I don't think they'll beat Maryland, though. Maryland actually looks like they can score. Like they made Colorado them.
I would agree. At Wisconsin.
Hell no.
Home for Iowa.
No.
It's 5 wins.
That's it?
It's under. Yeah.
That's the schedule?
And every Husker fan hammered the over 6 wins.
Oh, because of the coach.
They thought, here we go. We're back, baby. Boom. Sorry.
Back
Goodbye.
where?
Right. Well, that's a good question. No. Back to where? Iowa State was fun.
For who?
The kickers, for the underbetters like myself. It was fun. I liked it.
We were watching it. Not going to lie. We watched a lot of that game together too. Rooting for the under. The field goal prop was good.
It was good. It was great. Covered in the first half.
We got a missed field goal right off the bat.
Blocked.
And you said, this is the problem with betting field goal props. And I was like, damn it, he's right again. But then I said, all right, well, we'll be all right. Then we got 2 more field goals in the first half. We were good. Late field goal there, 3 over. Got another. It was perfect. It was perfect.
It was nice.
That game, though, like, I mean, what are we doing? That's Iowa football right there.
It is. Yes.
You got to really like that style of football to watch that every week.
And Iowa State's not good. Okay.
Oh, wait. Hold on. What do you mean by that?
They're not good. So I bet they're under. If they'd won that game over Iowa, I would have been nervous about their win total. Losing the way they lost. Matt Campbell now, I think, is 1-6 against Kirk Ferentz.
Oh, yeah.
Yikes. And so, yeah, if they'd beaten Iowa, I might have gone, man, that bet's in trouble. Bet's not in trouble anymore.
Not in trouble?
No.
Not worried about nothing?
No. They're going to have a tough time. Offensively, they're going to have a tough time. They just don't have playmakers. They have so many young kids. As the year goes on, they're going to get exposed. The more film that's out there on Iowa State's offense, the easier it's going to be to stop them. Their defense is very good. Their offense is very bad.
Very bad. Bad.
Not good at all. This is also bad. Michigan State has removed Mel Tucker as the head coach. He has been suspended without pay pending an investigation into a sexual misconduct allegation. ESPN's been investigating this for weeks. They pushed multiple FOIA acts, Freedom of Information Acts, that were turned down because Michigan State said it was going to be a violation of the privacy of the people involved. That didn't fly. ESPN went out and put it out publicly. And within 12 hours of ESPN and making that known that they were trying to investigate into a sexual misconduct allegation, Mel Tucker was removed as the head coach. And most likely, I mean, he'll never coach there again. Most likely he'll be gone from coaching for good. Michigan State already wasn't good. What do you do here from a bookmaker perspective with the Spartans?
Guess.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's guessing now. I got caught up reading it late last night, reading the stories and the descriptions and the phone calls and the this and the that. I don't understand any of it. I just don't understand how it all got to that point. And this feels like one of those things where they're got a fly just flew right by my face. Sorry about that. Is there more to this story? Like, are we trying to make a change in East Lansing and we got to get a reason, a cause, so we don't have to pay this $80 million that's due to this guy?
Yeah, it's possible. But he also might be doing some really not good stuff. So, but they do owe him more than $77 million left on his contract. So there will be a legal fight. There will be lawyers upon lawyers upon lawyers.
Oh, man.
But I'm more concerned about the team. Mel Tucker's gone. Okay. What happens to the team now?
Who do they play this week, or is it a bye for them?
I'm pretty sure they play this week.
Let's see. Michigan State. Oh, they play at home against Washington. 16-point home dogs. That can't be good.
No. And they're good. I mean, the Big Ten, the bottom of the Big Ten is going to be awful this year. Northwestern and Michigan State are going to be awful. And they both are dealing with their coaches being removed right before or right after the start of the season.
Michigan State, go through. You got their schedule pulled up. They may not win another game.
Home
against Washington this week. Washington looked
phenomenal.
Like, I don't want to say. I think they're the
you're right.
Favorite.
But get ready for this schedule.
Yeah,
they play Washington at home.
Yep,
loss. Maryland at home, questionable.
Maybe
at Iowa, loss. At Rutgers. Rutgers looks good. Rutgers look good. Win. Right. Home for Michigan. Loss. At Minnesota. Loss. Nope. Home for Nebraska. Maybe.
That's the game.
At Ohio State. At Indiana. Home for Penn State. Maybe Indiana.
The home game for Penn State is actually at Ford Field.
They might win 2 games.
I think they got one more.
So they would be, 3-win or a 4-win season for Michigan State. They're under. If you bet the under on Michigan State, you should feel good. You should cash that ticket. You feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
That's rough. All right, to the NFL we go.
Do it.
Unders went 10-4 in week 1 of the NFL. Road teams go 11-3 ATS. So much for fearing the road favorites. Woof.
Wait, they went 11-3 ATS. Are you sure?
According to our friend Dave Tooley, yes.
Okay.
That's what he wrote.
Wow.
On Twitter.
All right.
Road teams went 11-3 ATS.
It's a reason why there were so many road chalks, right?
Mm-hmm. Road favorites. I mean, look at it. Cowboys, Rams, Eagles, 49ers. Just go through it. So many of these teams won. Dogs won outright.
Jacksonville, cover.
Yes.
Road favorite. San Francisco, road favorite, cover.
Eagles, road favorite,
Eagles,
cover.
Road favorite, cover. Dallas, road favorite, cover. So there's all of them. But you're right, road teams. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. And then 10 on counting Thursday Night Football. Outright wins.
Yeah.
Is that just a random thing, or is it indicative?
Random.
I don't know if
week 1
field,
random.
I know, but I'm telling you, the home field changed from COVID on. It changed. It's just not.
It doesn't matter.
Not that it doesn't matter. It matters less overall. It still matters in certain places. I still think the most important thing is the sound. If they can't hear and you get the offense off, that's the only thing that matters. And then it's obviously the weather, whether it's wind, rain, or whatever. That's it. There's all that other atmosphere, blah, 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 blah. I don't think it matters. Oh, God.
Fair. Who look worse? Steelers, Giants, or Bengals?
Steelers
scored 7. Giants scored 0. Bengals scored 3.
Oh, this is like a trick question. I don't. Who look worse? Considering I watched about 2 plays of the Giants.
That's it. Wow. Okay.
Well, I was over. I was like, what am I doing? I'm not watching this.
Yeah, I think the Giants look the worst, personally.
I don't want to be accused of being a homer, but I would have voted Giants 1, Steelers 1A, and the Bengals a bit of distance back.
Yeah, Giants were absolutely on both sides of the football. They were absolutely pathetic on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. They were completely inept offensively. Defensively, they could not stop anything that the Cowboys were doing. Did whatever they wanted to do, whenever they wanted to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I thought the Giants are,
let's ask the chat. Guys that are watching the show, guys and girls watching the show. We got Kendall home from school today, another Monday off. She's in there with the blue wrench. She finally did get mod because she asked nicely, and you were able to do it. So we'll ask the chat, who looked worse, Steelers, Giants, or Bengals? I think the people, and we are a show for the people. If you like it, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you very much. I think they'll vote Giants, but man, the Steelers look completely inept, and expectations were so high. They had a perfect preseason. Everything was going good, and now they're already talking about hockey season today. Like, what the hell happened? What was that?
Yikes.
That was bad.
Well, look, did you see what happened with George Pickens and Kenny Pickett?
Well, where was Pickens? Why did he get the ball? Was he on the field?
Went on social media and basically said the same exact thing about his quarterback, had to delete it. Not good. He liked a critical tweet about Kenny Pickens. About Kenny Pickett. So clearly Kenny Pickens is not happy about the game plan, not happy about the play of his quarterback. Not good. Not good at all.
Wait, Pickens is not happy about the play from Kenny Pickett.
Correct.
His quarterback.
Yes.
Kenny Pickett is probably not happy about the play calling of Matt Canada.
Well, you guys kept Matt Canada, which was the big what the from the offseason. That's just loyalty, right? That's the Steelers. They're loyal to a fault. They don't want to make changes just to make changes, and they want to keep their guys in place. This is what you get.
Is the fact that the Steelers got beat by a team that can go to the Super Bowl? That's what the juice just came in the chat.
It's a fair point. Yeah, but the Cowboys are
Dallas.
the same. Dallas is too. So it's the same. I can't say the Browns can't make the Super Bowl, but they're not on the same level as the Dallas Cowboys.
Whoa.
What?
You gotta get Cleveland people all fired up. This is the most excited the Cleveland people been in a long time. The Elf
look good. They look. Really good. They look good. They look good. Now I don't know if that means the Bengals are going to be really bad. Bengals did not look good at all. Weather was a factor. Burrow didn't look good. The offense was off. His throws to Higgins were way off. Him and Higgins need to work together.
You know what the market's doing right now on the Cleveland-Pittsburgh game, which is next Monday night, 1 week from today?
Betting the Browns?
It's 1.5. Cleveland is favored at Pittsburgh. What the hell is going on around here? The Browns can't come into Pittsburgh and be favored.
Making me tease it again. I did that teaser, got blown up in my face. I'll do it again. Give me 1.5, 2 points for a home dog, make it 8. I'll do it again.
I'm going to have to bring on a person or two of Browns fandom and knowledge for this week.
Knowledge? There's Browns fans with knowledge? Look out.
He said that. He said that, not me, but he's right again. I got Perrault's back. Yeah, there's people with knowledge. There's people that are going to come on here and tell you that Cleveland's going to go in and win.
They could. They could. Absolutely, they could. Commanders and Ravens win. Commanders somehow win, but Vikings and Seahawks both get bounced. 1,644 Circuit Survivor, $1,000 entries. Thanks for coming. Dime down. Goodbye. Ouch.
I'm surprised that we didn't have as the other team on who looked worse was the Bears. The Bears
did look pretty bad.
The Bears look bad. But we got a lot of people that watch the show in the Midwest, Bears fans.
But the Bears scored 14 points, though.
I think they scored 20, Perrault.
Okay, it's fine. They scored 20. So they were not in the same realm as the 7-point Steelers, 0 Giants, and 3-point Bengals. So that's why they weren't on the list.
But at least they weren't picked. Actually, a couple people actually picked the Bears in the contest.
That was in week 1?
Every team got picked except 2. And
what you're doing. So what you're doing there is I'm going to go ahead and bet against my play. That's all that is. I put $1,000 up. If I go out in week 1, fine. I'm going to bet the Packers. I'm going to lay $1,500 on the Packers, whatever I got to lay down on it. If I lose my 1,000, I'm still alive. But week 1's the toughest week, so I'm good. That's just a hedge. There's no logical reason why you take the Bears.
Well, they were favored, by the way.
It doesn't matter, but it's a dumb move.
They were favored at home against Green Bay.
Yep. And I walked. I was driving food shop. I was food shopping yesterday. Madeline and I went food shopping. I'm walking down one of the aisles, and there's a woman wearing a Green Bay Packer jersey and a guy wearing a Green Bay Packer hat, and they're both talking. And I walked right between them, and I looked at them both, and I said, "It's the Bears. Stop it." And I kept walking. And she's like, "Jordan Love looks so good." I turned around and I said, "Madeline, listen to me. It's the Bears. Stop talking. You guys have won 9 straight games against the Bears. Stop talking. It's done." And she was like, but there's no but. Okay, it's the Bears. And I walked off.
You did that at the grocery store? What section were you in when you did that?
I was in the frozen food section. Between these two Packer fans who were running around like they just won the Super Bowl. I said, "It's the Bears. You've won 9 games in a row against the Bears. Do it against someone who actually is quality, and I'll listen to you. But I'm not going to watch you guys bang and go, look at us. No, Bears aren't as bad as those other 3. They were bad.
After you left the Venetian yesterday, I sat there with Dewey. We had fun watching the Eagles and the Patriots game, and he was bitching and complaining, and why weren't they doing this and that? And he's still a fan.
Of course.
We were watching a Raider game too, because he's going to write an article about that and all that other stuff. But there was a guy next to me, took your seat.
Okay.
He smoked about 2 packs of Parliaments while you were gone.
Sorry.
I couldn't take it. I was like, man.
You can smoke in that book?
Oh, right blowing it all over. I had to move. I had to go to the other side. It was a disaster. But
not a fan.
At one point, just blurted out, sorry, Will. I can't fucking believe the Bears were actually favored in this game. Same old story. He was so aggravated as he was watching it, but I'm probably not as aggravated as somebody that actually saved a team to pick the Vikings or the Seahawks, and they're out of this. Is this work? So this is the question, and friends between Tooley tweeting it, Circus Sports, Drew's running the account. He tweets it. SoCal DJ just sent us a text about it. 31 people, 31 did not put a pick in. You paid a dime to get in a contest.
Uh-huh.
You could have hired us. We would have picked somebody. We would have picked Baltimore. We talked about it on Friday.
Right.
You got to pick a team. Forget about saving a team, because if you save the Ravens, guess what? They don't have J.K. Dobbins anymore.
Right.
He out. So
gone a year.
You saved them. Yeah, he's out for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, do you feel good that you saved them to maybe use that? I feel good that if I picked the Ravens yesterday, I didn't have a single minute of sweat. Not one. After the game kicked, we were on the right side the whole time.
Right.
I was a little bit like, and you did it. I'll tell the people what you did. Put my glasses on for
what
this.
I do now?
Driving down to the Venetian.
Yeah.
Go meet these people.
Yeah.
And you sent the text.
Yes.
You jag off. You send it. You can't help yourself.
What did I get out myself? It was truth. They're both losing.
Vikings and Commanders. The workload might be light.
Might be light. It might be light.
I said, STFU.
And I said, kids. I had money on both games. So I wanted the Commanders to come back, and they did.
This is what the damn text says. I have money on both winning, so I will not. And I said, you're selfish.
Yep.
And you laughed, and I laughed, and we had fun. And my wife was like, what are you two doing?
I'm just saying, Commanders, I needed them to win. They did. I had the Vikings, needed them to come back and win. They did not. But that was, I mean, I played around yesterday. I had some fun with some stuff yesterday. I was playing around with moneyline parlays and doing other dumb stuff for week one that I shouldn't have been doing. But I couldn't believe the Vikings lost. I couldn't believe the Seahawks lost, because I was like, all right, the Sean McVay curse can't continue. This is the year they're going to break this. Here we go. And nope, not going to. That division is the most ridiculously easy blind bet ever. Rams always beat the Seahawks. Rams always beat the Cardinals. The 49ers always beat the Rams. Period. Just always happens. It's going to happen this weekend. The Rams are going to lose to the 49ers. It's the weirdest thing. McVay owns the other two coaches. He cannot beat Shanahan and the Niners to save his life.
Right. And as you see it play out, we talked about it on Friday. What a good bet it was to bet San Francisco to win the division. It was minus 165 when we were on the air.
Right.
You know what it is this morning?
Think it's triple that, right?
Last night it was minus 410.
What's it now?
I got a text this morning from a guy back east. Minus 500.
I have to bet Seattle, don't I? I mean, I've got to bet.
Listen, you do that. I'd rather you bet the Rams.
I have minus 180 on the Niners to win the division.
Yeah, pretty good.
And now it's minus 500 with what on Seattle? Plus 4? Plus 4.5?
Plus 6.
Plus 600. I get 6-1 on Seattle. It's just, I feel like I got to do it. I think I'm going to have to do it. I just got to go ahead and it's a hedge, but I feel like I got to take it now because it may dramatically switch. Because I think that, look, from week 1 to week 2 is the biggest change in the NFL. Monster.
So big. It is.
So I told you I would bet the Giants to win next week.
The Giants. So the strategy is going to be to pick against Arizona.
Yep.
And as it was funny because I was trying to explain it last night, to people that were in the contest. I was getting a couple DMs and just I understand the strategy, just pick against the Cardinals. But I wouldn't have picked the Commanders week 1. I would not have done it. Just because I didn't know what the Commanders were. I'm not even sure what the Cardinals are. We just said who looked the worst in week 1. It was the Giants. They're 4.5-point favorites at Arizona in week 2.
Giants win, Giants cover.
You're saying that today? Giants win, Giants cover.
Yep. Contest play, I'd use it. Survivor play, I'd use it.
There's one game next week with the look-ahead numbers. Philly's a 7-point favorite Thursday against Minnesota.
Take the Vikings.
You can use it. If you use it,
take the Vikings. Take the
Proxy
Vikings.
Service, you better send it to us on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Please.
Take the Vikings. Take the Vikings.
Plus the points. You like the Vikings.
Yes.
There's one game that's more than 7-point spread. No, 2 now. Sorry. San Francisco's -8 at the Rams. Road team. Be careful. Buffalo's a 10-point favorite at home against Vegas.
Take the points.
Which if you like the Jets tonight, you better take the Raiders +10 because that ain't going to be +10 if the Bills lose or something happens. And listen, it's like you're moving actually numbers right now. Everybody is moving the Vikings to 7. Anyone that had 7.5, bye-bye. Literally watching the show. Guys, in the risk rooms, thank you for watching. The only other game, Perrault, is Detroit -6 at home against Seattle. Everything else is 2.5, 3, or 3.5. Or pick.
Right.
It is a hard-ass week.
Look, Dolphins light up the Chargers. They're 2-point favorites. They scored 36 on the road, 536 yards of total offense. Tyreek Hill had 215 yards receiving by himself. He's 10% to 2,000 already. He wants 2,000 yards receiving. It's never been done. And they're 2-point favorites with the Patriots going down there.
How many touchdowns did he score yesterday?
I think 3, right?
Is he the best wide receiver in fantasy?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday he was 100%.
But he's the best guy, period, right?
I mean, he wasn't. I mean, I still think Justin Jefferson and AJ Brown, and there'll be some guys who will be in the conversation.
Man, I don't know, man. He's
in the conversation.
Did you see some of those passes that Tua hit yesterday?
Yeah,
like
gorgeous.
He put balls in places that just can't even. You can't even do that on a video game.
Yeah, he was 2 catches for touchdowns, 215 yards, 11 catches for 215 and 2 touchdowns.
Patriots are at home, by the way, against Miami.
Oh, good.
Yeah, the Patriots are at home.
So the 2-point road dogs. Okay, that's right because they did it right this time. I forgot they're playing. They go down there in December, which is perfect.
Right.
Normally you melt when you play in Miami. So the Miami Dolphins open up on the road. First 2 games are on the road for Miami.
Cross country
trips. Patriots are winning on Sunday.
What?
Patriots they're going to beat the Dolphins on Sunday. Yeah.
You're just saying that today. You're gonna stick with this theme whole week.
I'll stick with it. I told you. I think in week 1, week 2, you can make some pretty statements. The Patriots outplayed the Eagles. The Patriots had a horrific first quarter, and they gave the game away. And if they had better wide receivers, which I entirely blame Belichick, they win the game. Butte is a rookie who barely made the team. He was the 52nd guy on the roster, basically. Very lucky to be there. Was asked to make the game most important throw and catch of the game. I can't figure out why the hell that was going on like that. Caught the ball, couldn't get that second foot in bounds. The holding penalty on the 2-point conversion cost me a winning day, a very large winning day. Okay. That was brutal. I saw one guy on Twitter, it cost him $1 million. $1 million swing personally on that. Huge holding call that you never see, by the way. And I love that Mac Jones walked over to the referee and said, terrible to the guy as he was announcing the holding call on the 2-point conversion. The guy did get tackled, so I'll give you that. But they don't normally call that on 2-point conversion. But if that 2-point conversion happens, Patriots cover. Nick Sirianni, we have to ask a question about Nick Sirianni. Did you see what he did at midfield with the ball on 4th down? He was trying to blow the game. Like it was maybe the stupidest 4th down call I've seen in a long time.
Didn't go.
Punt the ball, dude.
Oh,
what are you doing going for that right there? Punt the ball, man. Like the Patriots weren't moving the ball up and down on your defense, and you're going to go for it. You gave the Patriots the ball on the 50-yard line. Like, what are you doing? They were fortunate to win that game. The Patriots, if they convert that fourth down, the Patriots wind up, you say, well, man, he trusted his defense. It's just bad strategy. Trust your defense with the full field. If you're going to trust your defense.
Different world now. You go for it. You make the first down. You just sit on the ball and win.
Correct. That's fine.
You don't give them another shot. But
when after Gonzalez,
listen, are the Patriots going to stop? Are they going to be able to stop the Dolphins?
We'll find out. Patriots secondary is good. Patriots defense is good. That's why I like
47.5.
That's why I like the Patriots, because their defense is going to be one of the top 5 defenses in the game. They can get after the quarterback. Their secondary is young, but those kids played their butts off against the Eagles. And that's 2 very, very good wideouts that they were able to not shut down, but they contained them enough to be in the game after spotting the Eagles 16 points.
Right.
They were down 16-0 in that game. Patriots had a shot at the end to win that game, which was somewhat stunning. They only gave up 9 more points the rest of the way.
Right.
I mean, that's out. Yes, I'll sign up for that. In week 1, yes, Mac Jones played much better in the second half than he did in the first half. Still don't like the receivers. Running game needs to get going a little bit. The offensive line had a couple of guys who couldn't play, so they'll be back healthy. I think the Patriots kind of held them out in order to play them next week against Miami. I expect a much better running attack against the Dolphins. Dolphins gave up 34 points yesterday.
It's got to be another over.
Potentially
7.5. I mean, it's got to be an over.
Big game. 0-2 is very possible for the Patriots, and it would stink to open up 0-2. That's why I think that they win. Backs are against the wall on it.
Yeah, we know the 0-2 rule, but the 0-2 rule applied with a 16-game schedule. You have another game. It's not as vital.
0-2 at home? 0-2 at home?
Oh,
that's not good.
I mean, they play Philadelphia and they play Miami. It's not like they played,
right. Cupcakes, right? Yeah.
Right. So I don't know.
What'd you make of the Raiders win? Raiders go to Denver and win 16-15. Jimmy Garoppolo gets his first win as a Raider.
I've always liked Jimmy G.
Me too.
The more I watch him play,
I
think he's a leader. Like the guys play, at least at the start, they play for him and with him.
We saw it with the Patriots. I mean, when he's confident and healthy, Garoppolo's good. People who say, "Oh, the arm strength. Oh, he's late with throws." Okay, I said it on Friday.
All of which is true, but he made a run yesterday and he got blasted in the head. It looked like he was going to be out. I said, "Oh, who's the backup?"
Right.
Took a play off. They made him go to the sideline. He said, "I'm in. I'm good." I think as long and they got weapons, man. I mean, the Raiders have Devontae. I don't know if Jabari,
Hunter Renfrow. They have Josh Jacobs. They got the best running back in the game.
I don't know. Did he got hit and that hit when he was? I mean, his eyes were frozen and he was holding the ball when he was on the ground. Jacoby Myers, I think it was.
Right. Former Patriot.
They got him out of the game. Hopefully he'll be okay. But they got weapons. They offensively were going to be okay. I was impressed with their defense yesterday.
Right. Max Crosby played really well, but also this is the Broncos, and the Broncos offense is not going to be good.
Oh man. I learned more about the Broncos than I did the Raiders.
Agreed.
The Raiders have to go and play Buffalo.
But that's a big win on the road, though. To win at Denver, divisional game on the road, you cross that off, you get that W. Look, if they go 3-3 in the division, they're going to wind up going over 6.5 wins.
3-3.
They could beat Denver.
They beat the Chiefs?
No, they beat Denver, and then they split with the Chargers. They go 2-0 against Denver, 0-2 against the Chiefs, and 1-1 against the Chargers. You go 3-3 in the division. That win at Denver is a monster to me. 7-10 is what they go. I think they go 7-10 now.
Yeah, I didn't look yet at the adjusted season wins. We did this the last 2 years. I was in the risk room. I said, let's put the season wins up all the way through September. We'll readjust them. And we were the first ones to do it in town. We might have been the first ones to do it ever.
Who does it now?
I think FanDuel and DraftKings do. I'll look and see. But We did it because Miami was the talk of the world of going under winless.
Okay.
Their season wins was 5. And after they got destroyed by Baltimore, when Baltimore almost hung a 60 spot on them that year, we put up 1.5, and every sharp guy in the world bet us under. They ended up winning 6 games or 5 games. It went over the initial number. We won more money on that Miami season win total than we did on the rest of them all combined. There's a market for this. The overreaction thing is real. I think it's great for books to do this. I don't know if I'm ready to just say that, like, all of what you said about the Raiders. I think they, as long as he plays, they keep that game plan within that means. The game's close, they're fine. They ain't coming back from a big deficit, I don't think.
The Raiders?
They may be able to post up.
Or Denver?
No, the Raiders.
Oh, I think they can come back. I think they can play shootout football for sure.
If you turn Jimmy G into one-dimensional,
I think they'll run the football. They're going to still have one of the best running attacks in the whole game. Josh Jacobs, if Josh Jacobs stays healthy, they can come back on anybody. I mean, they've got. We saw it last year.
They get down 14 or 17 points.
They can come back. I'm not worried about that. Then they're going to be down 14 or 17 points because their defense is going to get lit up by teams like the Chiefs.
Okay,
they're going to give points up this year. I'll be psyched to watch it. It's going to be fun. I think the Raiders are going to be better than people think. All right, tonight the Bills -2 at the Jets. Totals down to 45. That was pre-flop. So are we still on that, or is that number moved?
Let's see. We are 2.5 and 44.5.
Number on the Bills. Okay. I'm on the under as well on this. Yep. Who do you take, Bills or Jets?
I took the Bills on cash considerations just to give Yanizi, get him all bent out of shape. But I also did it because I don't know what the Jets are. I know what the Bills are.
Right.
Could be completely wrong. Maybe this is the new Jets.
Here's a prop I like. Josh Allen to throw a pick tonight is -135 at DraftKings. Threw 14 picks last year. He had 2 last year at the Jets.
Oh.
How do you feel about a pick for Josh Allen tonight?
35 we got to lay. Finally getting these prices right. Last year, these were like -110, -115.
Yep.
First thought is probably to lay it, that he's going to throw a pick.
I think both defenses feast tonight. This is going to be a low scoring game tonight.
You think so?
Yeah. Look at of the divisional games, the under went 4-1 yesterday, I believe.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I like that. That's probably a good play. The interception prop. Does Rodgers throw one?
He's +110 to throw one, possible, but
is +110.
Yeah, was last night.
Do the Bills not get picks?
That and Rodgers tends to dink and dunk a lot.
Oh, and he probably he throws it away. It has to probably be a tip ball or something.
Yeah, he doesn't. Rodgers, generally speaking, doesn't put it into bad places.
Right.
He just he throws it away, or he throws dink and dunk type stuff. So this is the last of these before we let go of Sports Grid. 32 teams and 31 shows. Let's just do the schedules both fast, and we'll see how many that these teams.
How many games will the Bills win? You just
Bills. I know Bills and the. But by the way, look at that.
What is that?
That's the Jets.
That's the Jets.
It's Super Dog.
I love the dog, and I love the ears.
Remember Super Dog?
But what in the hell is that guy doing? Where's my glasses?
That's the Jets logo.
Look at that. I got to get a helmet.
I actually like that a lot. This is awful. What is that?
Whoa.
That's the Buffalo Bill.
That's kind of mean looking Bill. Like, I don't know.
It looks like something out of some sci-fi movie. Like,
yeah,
he should be talking.
What would he say?
I don't know. We suck. I don't know.
We got to win a playoff game.
Save our life. We're gonna go.
We
Let's
gotta
go.
win a playoff game. We got to
save-
win all the games so they could come to Buffalo in January.
Right. Okay. Schedules. Here are the schedules. We'll run
Who's
through these.
first?
This is the Buffalo Bills schedule first.
All right.
Okay. How many games do they win? At the Jets, you like the Bills, so do I. We'll go ahead and take that with 1. Home for the Raiders.
Win.
Probably, yeah. At Washington.
Win.
Home for Miami.
Win.
Jacksonville overseas.
Win.
I'll give it to Jacksonville. Come back and take over the Jets at home. Sorry, the Giants at home.
Win.
Yeah, I agree. I have 5. You have 6.
6-0.
I have it 5
That's
and
gotta
1.
be wrong. I gotta be wrong.
5 and 1 at New England.
I think they win 6-7. I have 7.
I have 5.
I have them undefeated.
At home for Tampa.
They win that game too. This can't be.
I agree. I have you have 8. I have 6. I have 6. At Cincy.
That's the game they lose. Thank God.
Okay. I agree. Home for Denver.
They'll win that game.
Agreed.
9?
At Philadelphia.
No, at the Jets. Home against the Jets.
Home the Jets. Sorry. Yeah.
They'll lose that game.
Home against the Jets. They lose that game.
Yeah, because they win today at the Jets. They lose that game. I stick with 9.
All right. I have 7. At Philadelphia.
Lose.
Agreed. I have 7. Bye week in week 13. At Kansas City, December 10th, off the bye.
Off the bye, they'll win. 10.
They'll split KC and Dallas. I have 8. What about Dallas for you?
Oh, they'll lose that game somehow.
Okay. At
10.
the Chargers.
They'll win that game. 11.
I have 9. Home for the Patriots.
Win that game. 12.
10. At Miami.
Jeez. Lose. 12 and 5.
Yeah, I
gotta be wrong.
I have 10 and 7. So on them, 10 and 7 or 11 and 6. 11 and 6 most likely.
What's the season win number for them?
I think it's 12 and a half.
Oh, can't be 12 and a half. That's too high. We're going to go out of business if you put up 12.
Let's see. So the Bills number is 10 and a half. Okay. Minus 140 to the over.
Just put up 11. What?
Right.
What? Season wins for the chat. We're into triple digits, people watching right now. Over. Nice. Sustainable number. Thank you very much, boys and girls, and Kendall, the moderator. Buffalo Bills, let's call it 11.
Okay.
Season wins over or under.
On
over
the number.
Or under.
That's on the number for me.
I think it lands right on 11.
On 11. Yep. Here are the Jets.
Do the Jets.
Here's the Jet schedule. Buffalo.
Do you want to say goodbye to Sports Grid and then do the Jets in bonus time?
No, got 2 minutes to roll through.
Go.
Jets. Against Jets schedule home for Buffalo. At Dallas.
Lose.
Home for the Patriots.
Win. 1.
Home for the Chiefs.
Lose.
At Denver.
Win. 2.
Loss. Home for Philadelphia.
Lose.
Loss. This is why I think the Jets have to win tonight, because if they don't, it's a rough start.
It's already a rough start.
But I think it could be 1 in 5.
Oh, there's gonna be turmoil if they
could be 1 in 5 for the Jets when they come out of the gates. If they beat Buffalo, beat the Patriots, they're going to lose the other 4. So I think 2 and 4 is best case scenario. Bye week in week 7 at the Giants, which is a home game.
It's ridiculous. They're winning that game.
I would agree. Home for the Chargers.
They'll win that game. 4.
At Vegas.
Oh, they'll come here and win too. 5.
Loss. At Buffalo.
No.
Home.
Wait, no. They lose tonight. They win at Buffalo. 6.
No. Miami at home.
Oh, they're going to split with Miami, so I say 7. Yes,
I like that too. You have 7. I have 4.
I think, right? Did I add up wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they win 3 in a row out of the bye. So I have 5 to Buffalo. Miami 6. Miami 6.
I have 4. Home for Atlanta.
Win 7.
5. Home for Houston.
Win 8. They have a 3-game stretch. Miami, Atlanta, Houston at home.
Yep.
In
at
December?
Miami.
They're winning.
At Miami.
They're losing that.
Loss. Home for Washington.
Win that game.
Yeah, I have 7.
Nice.
At Cleveland, Thursday night.
Nope.
December.
Lose. Nope.
January 7th against the Patriots on the road, last game of the year.
Oh, man, that would be great. I have 9. If they win that Patriots game, it's 10. I think 9. What say you?
8.
What's the number?
8 and 9. The win total for the Jets is 9.5.
9.5.
Yep.
That's under the
8-9. 8 and 9.
I think it's best it's 9-8. Put it in the chat for the Buffalo or for the New York Jets, people. Over there or under the number 9.5. You signing this off, and we're going to stay for bonus time.
You guys live on YouTube and Twitter, do not move. You guys are getting bonus time. If you're on Sirius XM channel 159 or Sports Grid TV, thank you for watching us. We'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time. If you are live or you're listening on a audio app somewhere or watching on YouTube, you get bonus time. All right, this is where if you guys have a bet tonight you want us to talk about, you can go ahead and do that in the super chat. You can do that now. If you'd like us to do it during bonus time, we can do it for you guys coming up here for that. It is time for Bet It or Book It. Bet It or Book It. Baseball. I'm already going to go 0-1 because I had the under in game 1 of the Phillies and the Braves game.
Under the?
Yeah, I went under. I bet under 9.5 last night. It closed at 10.5. Steam came on the over and it flew over. So that was a bad bet. So my streak is over. 8-0-1 goes to 8-1-1. So it's okay. I really thought that we were going to see Morton and Walker pitch well. They both got crushed today in game 1.
Can't believe the Braves game you actually would bet under.
Walker's game. This is the most runs in a Walker pitched game since the All-Star break.
I know, but it's the Braves. Their lineup is just hitting. Every game they play goes over to.
Yeah.
You were all over the Dodgers. You rode the Dodgers all week long.
But
that was
Braves are not a good road over team. They're a good road home. They're an over home team, not an over road team. So that's why. Yeah. But they went crushed 0-1 today. But under 8.5 Rangers Blue Jays tonight.
The Rangers play the Blue Jays.
Mm-hmm. Numbers are amazing that SoCal pulled from this.
Bassett and Dunning.
Yeah.
You want to bet under?
You want the numbers? Here's why.
I don't care about the numbers. I'm booking it. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sell me.
The numbers are the following. The under is 11-2-1 in games started by Chris Bassett at home this year for the Blue Jays.
Okay.
The Blue Jays are averaging 8.4 runs total in games started by Bassett since the All-Star break, and 8.34 runs for the Rangers since in games that Dunning has started this year on the road. Under 8.5.
Book it. Over.
Okay. Under 45.5 Bills and the Jets today.
I think we got to bet this. Just watching week 1 and everything we saw and said and everything we talked about. Yanizi's wearing a Revis jersey.
Might close at 44. How low is this going to go? It's already 44.5, is it not?
Yeah. Refresh. 44.5, yes. Oh. Everybody just keeps blasting this thing. Sometimes they get there. Yeah, I think this plays to the under. What, 24-20? Somewhere in that neighborhood.
They didn't get to 40 points in the 2 games last year, both in Buffalo and New York.
It's different. Different teams. Literally different teams. Buffalo's
not really
the same, but
not really. Yeah, they've actually.
They got Aaron
pretty
Rodgers
similar.
Quarterback.
Okay, but the Bills' defense is still projected to be a top 10 defense. I don't care who's playing quarterback. Bills' defense is still expected to be pretty nasty, and they're healthy.
All of which is true. Under. Game goes under. I think we bet it.
Okay, like that a lot.
Wow.
A couple things we'll get to here. Okay.
Chats. We get some.
Thanks, guys.
Chats.
Appreciate
Good.
that.
Fire them in right now, boys.
Dave's daily pick. Go Pack Go. Chris Covey. Fish versus the Brewers. Luzardo against Woodruff. What are you taking?
Damn, it's a tough game, Mr. C. This is a tough game. Luzardo versus Woodruff. Damn, sir. First thought is Brewers and under.
Okay.
That's my first thought, but Mr. C's got the number. I've got his.
I think it's under.
I'm going to do the baseball work here.
Woodruff, this is the game. This was on the rundown. We just didn't have time to get to it because this is a really interesting game. I mean, Milwaukee's minus 142 on it. This is the best game of the day.
It's down. Let's see. Consensus number now is probably 140. 140. There's a 142. There's a 145. That's as high as it goes. Overnight, it looked like it was 160. Oh, man. Playing the dog offshore. Under.
Yeah, I think under's the bet. I like under in that game.
I like under too. Under 7, Perrault.
It's tough, right? Maybe first 5 under. Leave the bullpens out of it. 3.5.
Total outs by Woodruff. Wonder what that is. That's 16.5 go over. The fish are hot. He's right. Damn it. Wow. Ross Randall's in the chat. He said 6.5. He sees 6.5. You bet under 6.5 in a baseball game right now? That's a tough one.
No, it's tough. That's really
I
tough.
don't think you bet under 6.5 with anybody.
Yeah, that's
September baseball, man. There's been a lot of. You see the scores over the weekend? There's a lot of high numbers.
Yeah, and today, look what happened today. The Phillies game 1 already. We're flying over. So, all right, it's good. RJ Mathis, first time ever giving us a super chat question. We appreciate you doing that.
Thank you, sir.
After your discussion on Iowa State last week, I put down 1 unit on 1+ field goals in each quarter. It hit plus 1,700. Thanks. I was offered a cash out in the third quarter for plus 6 units. What are your thoughts on live cash outs? Well,
oh my. What are our thoughts? I know what my thoughts are. We're in bonus time, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Don't ever fucking do it.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you really need the money or you made a big score, and you really need the money. Don't ever take the cash out. They're shorting you a lot of money.
Just bet the other side.
Just bet the other damn side.
Don't take the cash out. Just go. They're trying to entice you to the idea that you don't know about hedging. So don't ever let them dictate the price because they're going to take it on 40 cents on the dollar when you can make it back on a hedge on the other side.
Now you have to lay out money to do that. And if you don't have the money to do that, deposit the money to do that and do it if you can. Don't take the cash out. Our friends at WagerWire have that calculator.
Right.
Go to wagerwire.com and you can see the cash out calculator function, and it'll tell you straight what your bet is probably worth.
Yeah.
Without the cash out.
Right.
RJ, congratulations. 1, thank you for the super chat money and the question. But 2, man, don't. Perrault said it best. You're getting shorted. It's not value. It takes away the sweat. Okay.
But you can control that. Never let the book control what you do with your money. You control yourself.
Right. Yeah.
So if you want to hedge, I'm a huge hedger, but don't let them dictate the market price for the hedge. You do that.
Right. Yeah.
So always never trust what the books are going to give you. Don't do any of your bonus boost bullshit. Okay. Don't do any of that shit. You see what they did to fucking Izzy over the weekend? Adesanya went down to an even money bet. What happened to him? Loss.
Well, the books had nothing to do with that.
I don't like any boosted bet ever.
Ever. That sounds like a superstitious guy.
Nope, I don't trust any of your bookmaker friends. I don't trust any of them. You're giving me something. Why? You're not in the business of giving me anything. Why the hell would I want to take something like that?
Well, when you play blackjack at a blackjack table, you can buy insurance.
This is not buying insurance. This is you lowering the odds to a different play. This is trying to entice action on a side for some reason.
It's the same. It's to get bets. It's
don't
literally
like
to get bets.
Nope. Don't know why. It comes with strings attached. I don't know the full answer as to what you're doing. You're asking me to bet a play that you have more info than I do. No, thank you. None, zip, zero. I never play boosted plays. Never recommend playing boosted plays. In fact, I get pissed off. My juice audience knows this. When I get a bet that gets juiced down or up by the books, it gets incentivized. I get pissed off. I'm like, okay, that's a loss. Auto chalk up to a loss.
Listen, I tell people all the time when you're playing up blackjack, you gotta be careful about taking that insurance bet. When the casino's giving you something, it's usually in their favor. When the book's giving you a boost, it's usually in their favor. And then they limit how much you can play. And then, the price is probably better if you just played it straight, but they get it all in one pot. I know what they're doing. I never play those boosts ever. I got all these. We switched over to this Caesars Sportsbook app, with the William Hill. So I have a tab that says your boosts. I won't even open it. I won't even open it. I don't even know what the hell I have built up in there and all this other stuff, but I won't open it because I'm good. Like, I'll pick what I want to bet, and I'll get the money when I want it, and I'll put money in when I want it. But you got to be very careful with those boosts. So you're right.
Don't like him at all. Do not like him at all.
That's fine, but that's not why Izzy lost. You said it was the right decision.
He got whipped. I'm just saying you dropped. It was 675. You gave even money plays on it.
You needed to get handle on it.
And you cleaned up. You wiped the board clean with every bet. And look what I did. I parlayed it. You go ahead and I lost the parlay before Izzy ever fought. So I didn't matter because I'd already lost it. But Texas Tech made sure of that with their pick 6 at the end. So, which was
was that the worst beat of the weekend?
For me, it was. Yes. And it would have been it, but I would have lost it anyway because Adesanya lost to Strickland. And Strickland absolutely
had that opportunity to bet Strickland off it. Yes. 450 or 500.
Well, I did anyway, though. I took the 400 just for the hell of it. So after our conversation, I said, I'm supposed to bet Strickland, right? And you were like, yes, you're supposed to bet Strickland. And I said, okay.
Hell yeah. You were sitting at even money with that parlay.
It was minus 104. And then I went ahead and bet the other side. Even before the Texas Tech thing happened, I bet it because I was like, if Texas Tech covers, I should bet anyway. You said you should bet it anyway. You should bet plus 400 anyway. And you can either win a unit or you win or half a unit or you go flat. And I was like, okay. Yeah. So I just bet enough to win back the initial wager.
Texas
for the
Tech was
brutal.
You were winning the whole game.
Cover the whole game. Only thing they could have beaten me in the last 1 minute was a pick 6 by Oregon, and they did it.
You said that out loud, though. Yeah. You were getting ready to leave.
Yeah, I said, okay. I said, not like I go, we can't leave until this game's over. I just need to make sure that we're not gonna have a pick 6. And Ken throws pick 6. I was like,
you were up pacing, the dog was walking around following you, and Maddie so innocently goes, "What does pick 6 mean?" I was like,
yeah, Maddie. Yep, pick 6 means Dad lost a bet. That's what that means. That was brutal.
So funny. I was like, Maddie, don't worry about it right now. Just get, thanks for coming over and hanging out with us. That was great.
Yeah, she had a ball that day. She absolutely loved that. That was a lot of fun. And then finally, Addison, Julio Rodriguez over 1.5 total bases at plus 105.
Is there a hotter hitter in baseball?
No, since the last month and a half, there hasn't been. I mean, the books just said, fuck it. They said, fuck it. We're not going to half a base anymore. Now it's 1.5 bases.
My man crush on Seattle's pitching staff is real. I mean, going to see them in person was so good for my eyes, but let alone watching the games all summer long, especially during this hot streak.
Right.
Watching J-Rod and stuff has been great too. And Kendall was a big fan. Plus money, Detmer's lefty pitching. Yes, bet it. I think so. Again, the walks don't count.
Right.
So you can't make it a half as a book. You can't make it a half because you can't make the minus like it's egregious. It'd be a half a base over minus 300. So you make it over 1.5, under minus a quarter. Plus 105 on the over. I still like over.
Yeah. I mean, double wins it for you. So
yeah.
Get a chance to do that. All right, guys. Thanks to those. We appreciate every day. We'll do that during bonus time. You guys can give us super chats for content, for questions and games that we have not covered. Favorite thing about today is what?
I got a text from someone who listens to the show, a farmer, an actual farmer. And I just wanted to read it real quick. I'm going to leave him nameless because he sent it to me. And I know he's listening wherever he's at, but it said, I can't wait to show you how we roll with the technology while farming. I have a GPS display, an iPad for recording data, and a Microsoft Surface for entertainment. I get grief all the time for watching TV in the tractor, but it helps pass those long 20-hour days while I'm doing it. And first and foremost, Dave, I want to thank you. Ooh. You and Matt have such a great show. It's the highlight of my day, even when times get a little tough around our parts, in which they are now. You two bring a smile to my face. Most gambling content is around sports betting, but you two, hold on, I got to move something. You two somehow turn into a sports podcast geared toward current events. That's what I love. Keep doing what you're doing, and you will connect with people worldwide. People asked me over the weekend while we were doing that, why do you guys do the show? He said, I can't explain it. You should watch it.
Right.
Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss it. Listen to it later on SiriusXM at night. Watch it on Sports Grid on the replay. Go to our YouTube channel. It's @ Boston versus the book. You'll see the chat when you watch it live. You'll get the connections. You'll understand it then. So I couldn't wait to read that. I was like, that's the best thing about today. 9/11. 1, I'm alive.
Hell
2,
yeah.
I got a guy riding around on a tractor with me and you
in
his ear or
Told
watching
you.
the screen. The farmers love us too.
Told you.
Yes, sir, baby. We're going.
Mine is quick. It is this T-shirt made by our good friends in Pittsburgh who handed these ish shirts to us. I love when you guys are making T-shirts on our stuff. It's absolutely great. It's absolutely phenomenal that's now turning into T-shirts, and you guys, first Chef Benny, go ahead and make it, and that was really cool. And now our friends in Pittsburgh who showed up and go ahead in making this T-shirt, which was very, very cool. So I wanted to especially acknowledge that and the bread men coming to Vegas, signing up for the contest, using the proxy service. I really appreciate all you guys for being here. Very, very cool. Thank you. So my favorite thing about today is I get to wear a shirt like this because it's done by the audience, made for us, which fantastic. I very much appreciate all of that. We're back tomorrow, same place, same time. If you guys want to listen to the replay, SiriusXM tonight, 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern time on channel 159 or on Sports Good TV, same time. Audio podcast, wherever you get your audio podcasts. Dave, Matt, back tomorrow for a Tuesday's BBB.